Hey everyone, this is Jeremy here at To the Tabletop, and today I am joined with a guest, Sojourne from the Unmatched After Action reports, and I very much appreciate you joining me here. So, can you tell us a little bit about what you do with your channel there and the AARs?
Hey, thanks for letting me have the opportunity to hop onto your channel too. So the whole idea of Unmatched After Action reports is pretty simple. So I just take recordings of whatever games I play on TTS,
Hmm.
or if I can hop on as a spectator onto other people's games, and then I'll do a recording, and after that I'll just do a analysis and on the critical plays, important plays, and probably try to figure out why I or certain player did something at a certain time, with the
Hmm.
whole idea of just getting better and learning from mistakes.
Oh, well, definitely. And that learning from mistakes being one of the big things in the decision to use this particular game here. To go ahead and put a little bit of context to this, this is round four of the Summer of Legends tournament. This is me as PoindexterG versus my opponent Kalvinche. We had picked our fighters earlier. I had taken game one as Alice over Little Red.
Nice.
And so I was going into this second game, which was going to be Bruce Lee versus Sinbad. I was actually kind of expecting to play Buffy, but he ended up banning Buffy because he doesn't own the Buffy set and he's not familiar with her. And that's a very good reason to ban a fighter. I had kind of banned Beowulf for largely the same reason that I don't play as Beowulf a lot, and I really felt more comfortable versus Sinbad and Little Red. Um, so we're kind of starting off this game here. I unfortunately did not um, get a version of this made or recorded where I had my cards visible because I don't do those on the live stream um, for for reasons there. So I don't have the actual cards in my hand. I don't
That's
remember
alright.
exactly
Yeah.
what they were all the time. That would be nice, but we've got what we got here. So we're started at the beginning of this. He
But,
having
um,
lost. Oh, go ahead.
before we start on this, what do you think of this matchup, Bruce Lee against Sinbad? So, what were your
Oh,
thoughts
okay.
when you?
Well, the things I could see on both sides of it. Sinbad is someone that will take a little bit of time to get up steam and get going. He's got to build that engine and get those voyages in there. So you don't want to let him hang around a long time. And so you need to be fairly aggressive early in the game. I think that is something that Bruce Lee can do fairly well. He can definitely be aggressive if he's able to get the right cards in his hand, and definitely the mulligan that we use in here definitely helps on that count. The other side of it, I think that Sinbad has a lot of after combat movement on his cards, and that
Yep.
is a great way to break up the Jeet combos.
Yep.
So that gives him a little bit more ability to kind of, deal with those.
Yep. I think you roughly got the general idea there. So originally I thought um Sinbad might have a problem against. Sorry, I said I thought Bruce Lee would have a problem against
Hmm.
Sinbad,
Hmm.
but on hindsight, I actually think it's actually okay because Sinbad always has to. Is a melee number one. Being a melee character, has to go right up next to you,
Hmm.
so you're definitely going to punch him twice on your
Yes.
turn, and you definitely have the advantage on in the early game.
Yeah.
So if I were the Sinbad player, most likely I will be running away, putting Porter in between you and me,
Hmm.
and just trying to overdraw because I don't want to hit you early with
Yes.
I don't want to hit you early and trigger your Be Like Waters.
Hmm.
Uh and I'd rather just discard those early
Yes.
voyages that I
Oh,
draw.
yes, definitely. Um, And he also, having lost game one, he got to choose the map
Yep.
and the starting positions. And I had banned Yukon, which was a map I thought might be something
Very
favorable
smart.
to
Yeah.
Sinbad. But yeah, I can't
Yeah.
ban everything, and that left Sherlock, or not Sherlock, Sherwood here, which I think is a good one for Sinbad. That makes it makes it harder to either get away from him or to chase him down here. So I
Yeah.
think
You
that's
definitely have to kill the sidekick, especially on this map because of all the little
yeah,
corridors.
yes, yes, and that's spoilers. That's going to be relevant. Not dealing with the sidekick. Um, so I guess if we don't have anything else to talk about, just in the general matchup there, we'll go ahead and get into the video here. We're just gonna kind of go through this. I start off as player one. We have a little bit of trouble with our pieces, just not fitting on their spaces. And I decided to go ahead and hit him with a Jeet right away here. I hit him with the Jeet that is basically a momentous shift. He feints that, so he just takes the one damage there. And that kind of ends the turn there. And me being nervous in a tournament situation, completely forgot about my special ability and did not back Bruce Lee up a space. So yeah,
Yeah.
don't forget about your
And
special abilities.
I think you was. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You totally forgot that. Oh, I thought you did it on purpose or something.
No, I just plumb forgot about it. It ended up working okay because he attacks me here
Yeah.
with an early voyage, which isn't going to do anything, and I play to be like water and get my Jeet back. Um, and then he
Yeah.
promptly goes, yeah, and
I
then
thought it
he
was the bait for the be like water. You wanted him to hit you.
Yeah, I kind of did. So I mean, it worked out. It was kind of
Yep.
a happy accident there.
Nice.
And I think I had a little bit of trouble with my camera here or something, and we paused for a moment, and he's kind of deciding what to do, and I think he eventually just maneuvers away here. Um, he's now got three, movement because of that voyage that he put in there. So getting that one in early is good to kind of get on even movement with Bruce early. And so I
Nice.
just
I like
go and so
yep.
I just go
Pressure.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I just go and hit him again with this same Jeet that I already had up against his momentous shift. Um, but I had maneuvered up there, so I'm getting
So
a
at this point, yeah, you can kind of tell that Sinbad doesn't really have that many good defenses. The fact that
hmm
he had to use his feint early, which means as
hmm
against Bruce Lee, you probably want to keep your feint for later.
oh
And the
yes,
fact that he's now
definitely.
using a momentous shift as a defense. So yeah, I think this is right, keeping up the pressure.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I had been fortunate and got like all my feints pretty early into this. Yeah, and he's using another momentous shift into a momentous shift. Unfortunately for him, his momentous shift and not activating the during combat effects.
Yep. You definitely want to see momentous shift used on defense.
Yeah, and so this time I did back up. I remembered, and we'll go scoot through here again. And he's going to move the porter over here, and he's going to use the porter to harass me.
Yep. It's probably the three attack.
Yep,
Yep.
and it
So it's
is.
both.
And then I had used the little dragon, which I never seem to actually. I never let my hand get down that low to actually ever use this
Yeah.
thing as a six. Um,
I think that's all right. I think when everyone first starts playing Bruce Lee, it's like we always try to set up for this super little dragon combo,
yeah,
but it's a bit
yeah,
too obvious for them and it's easily
yeah.
fainted. So,
Yeah, and I kind of
uh,
decided I wanted the cards, so you still
yeah,
get those cards on it. Here I use a Hua get my Jeep back again. That might have been a little telegraphed to play it here, but I'm not sure when the best time to actually play it and tip off that you're grabbing that Jeet is.
so I think at this point you got to start wearing down the
Hmm.
wearing down Porter already.
Yeah, and here I played a regroup, and I was just trying to pull some sort of defense out of him here. And I was wanting him to kind of think that I was playing that Jeet against Porter. Um, and it ended up he didn't play any
Yeah,
defense on it. Don't know if he didn't want to or if he did not have one.
but yeah, most likely wouldn't have been your Jeet because that Jeet was the momentous shift one, and you didn't move distance, so he
Yeah,
probably thought that uh
yeah.
you probably weren't that. But it's okay. I think you still did pretty well here. If you had drawn into more attacks, like let's say even a skirmish,
Hmm.
I think attacking the portal would have been a good idea here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I kind of just keep going after Sinbad. Okay, so Sinbad comes back down here and it's going to attack me. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure I have my feints or some of my feints at this point. But I
Yeah.
had other options and I'd rather save those for when those voyages start stacking up. You know, you feel,
Oh yeah. One another thing about playing the Hua earlier was that this turns off your Be Like Waters because you
hmm,
no longer have a G in your discard. So
yeah.
maybe it's a good idea to only play Hua when you have multiple Gs in the
Yeah,
discard.
that's true. That is true. I kind of like that Jeet that I grabbed, but that may be a good point there. This one is the
Random discard.
opponent discards a random discard.
Yep.
Okay. I played Little Dragon again, which unfortunately I draw the cards before the discard. Um, would be nice if that worked the other way. And so he goes and he takes one here, and then I think I accidentally, if I can time it right here, I think I accidentally flip all these cards over, but I'm not,
Oh.
I'm not zoomed,
Oh.
I'm not zoomed in enough to see what they are. I got them flipped over pretty quick. Well, it looks like I've got some other Be Like Waters. I see a Faint. I've got the Bring It On. Of
Yeah,
course,
you
the
got pretty
Jeet
good
there.
hand.
So we got a pretty good hand there, but he didn't see it very long. I got it flipped right back over.
But unfortunately, he knocked the G out.
Yeah, he did take another Jeet there. That was the draw a card Jeet. Um, there
Oh,
weren't that many Jeets in there for him to grab that, so he got kind of lucky on that count.
it's okay. That this turns on your Be Like Water again. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and we got to be like Waters, and so I'm looking at spaces and stuff here, and this is where I do the Bring It On, and I move Sinbad up to here, and this is where things kind of fell
Yeah.
apart here. Not because of me making the wrong plays, but because of me thinking that I made the wrong plays.
Yeah. So I see what you're trying to do here. So you flipped him over,
Hmm.
probably to so that the G that can do 5 damage if either fighter moves can do
Yeah,
5. But
yeah, that.
honestly, against Sinbad, that is kind of risky because he has 3 momentous shifts. So
Hmm.
but he has already played 2.
Yeah, he's already played
So this
two.
could, yeah. So this could also turn on his momentous shift to
Hmm.
be
Yeah,
5. So
yeah,
that's a bit risky, but I
yeah,
think you did the right call here because he has already played 2 of them.
yeah, yeah. He had played two of them, and that also kind of moves me around where I'm not in a position to get pinned by Porter there on my next turn. I don't know if he would want to do that or not. He ended up playing the Toil and Danger, and this is where my brain started doing weird stuff here. That if we actually read the card, which is important to actually read the text on the cards, people. This one is if either fighter started to turn in a different space, the value of this card is 5. And somewhere in here, I started doubting that it was either fighter and thinking that it was just if Bruce moved, and decided that I had not activated that and got rather mad at myself for misplaying this when I had, in fact, not misplayed it. Um, so I guess the big lesson on that one is if you get confused on like the effects of a card, actually stop and like read the card. Even if you like know all of these, you know,
Yep. I think the other alternative you could have considered is that instead of using it to bring it on, just use a normal attack at first. Like
Mm-hmm.
let's say one of your skirmishers.
Uh-huh.
So if let's say his skirmishers in you skirmish into a toy in danger, um, he still runs away, and you
Mm-hmm.
still got your second action to try to do something about it.
Yeah, yeah, that is a good point there. And I think I was just kind of demonstrating stuff there that's not actual moves. And what I was wondering here, I got to thinking about if I actually finished my turn or not, because I think I got so flustered at myself that I kind of ended my turn on accident there. So I had like a number of misplays in here. Um,
Oh, you ended your turn here too. Oh no.
yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I realized that I just got flustered and I'm like, oh, I messed up. And we got to yakking about it and forgot where we were. So I just completely messed this up. But
Yeah,
he should be at 8 right now.
yeah. I think. Oh no. So you lost a turn, and both of you missed out the two
Yeah,
more damage on
yeah,
Sinbad here. Oh man, that's
yeah,
critical.
yeah. This is the second time in the tournament where I've been in a game where we have gotten very confused about things with Bruce Lee. So it has been a character that, and like all the action stacking up, it can get hard to keep track of all of it. Let's see, he did a leap away, and I played
Into
a
a skirmish.
skirmish into that.
It would have actually been alright to use your be like water too in this case.
Yeah, it may have been. I'm not sure what my
Yeah,
thinking was
because
there. Um,
Sinbad normally reserves his versatile force
hmm
for defense. So
Yeah.
most likely in this case, Porter will be hitting you with either his drawing up thing, a commanding
hmm
impact, or another shift. But I think
Okay.
taking a couple of damage here is fine.
Yeah.
Ah,
I th-
Sinbad being very aggressive. Good for
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah. And
think
here
Sinbad's
I
playing a bit. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
he's
playing
playing a
kind
bit
of,
recklessly.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty aggressive for him. I did play to be like water here, so I'm able to grab one of the Jeets back. I take a little bit of damage there. Hey, I actually had another game with Bruce Lee later on where I had a big
Mhm.
handful of Be Like Waters, and he would not attack me and just try to do scheme damage to keep me from playing to Be Like Waters because he knew I hadn't played any yet. So
Yep.
it's an interesting tactic and kind of a difficult one to deal with as Bruce because you have to be attacked. Um, this one here, he gets to take a look at my hand so we can kind of see what's all in there. Got some of the Jeets and what all in there and feints. And so those all go back into my hand there. So we're going to do an attack here. That's going to be he defended with toil and danger, and this is the cancel effects. I kind
All
of like
right. Next call.
playing that one first in a potential Jeet combo, just to keep him from moving away on card effect, because particularly Sinbad has so many of those, and like he would have moved there had I not played the
Yep.
one they canceled. And he played Toil and Danger again. This time it was the momentous
Yeah, I
shift
actually
like
think
Jeet.
you didn't need to play the momentous shift G here because it's not triggered.
Yeah.
And yeah, so if you didn't play that and then just another normal attack, you could
hmm
move now and then play the momentous shift
Yeah, I
G
could
now.
have. Yeah, I could play that
Yeah.
now. I don't know that I had a third Jeet because I think I play a proper momentous shift here if I remember right. We had a little bit of a discussion here as to if I had the turn to move over there to him, so we were kind of talking about that. But yeah, this time I played a momentous shift, which he took undefended, and that was
Yay.
a full
Five.
a full 5 momentous shift. Yeah. So that's got him down to 5. Should be 3, but it's 5.
So you still have one more turn, yeah. Oh,
No,
wait.
because I did some attacks against
Oh,
him.
right.
I
You.
didn't had
Oh,
to
okay.
maneuver, and then I attacked.
Yep.
So the maneuver and the momentum shift used up the
Yep.
actions. Yeah.
Overall, I still think you're doing pretty okay. Especially compounded with the fact that Sinbad here is using a lot of his cards typically used for defense as
Hmm.
offense. So he's just bleeding himself dry also.
Hmm.
So now you can see he's starting to use Porter to put himself
Yeah, and
to
this is
protect.
yeah, and this is where he starts really using Porter very defensively. Um, gonna go up there. And he's like, actually just sent Porter up there to attack to me. This is so the commanding impact, and I did
Yep.
taste of blood into it, so that's got the commanding impact out of the way.
Yeah, gotta face this sooner or later, so might as well just get
Yeah,
out of the way now. At least you didn't feign that.
yeah. Let's say I usually seen that used by Sinbad as kind of a fake out for a voyage. Um, okay, I'm
Yep.
discarding
Taken.
to boost. And maybe I need to go up there and deal with Porter more, but I decided to go run down to Sinbad.
Yeah.
We
But I
did
think
an
this is still alright. What you are doing here because he left himself open for an
mm-hmm,
attack. So
yeah,
sure, might as well.
yeah. And this should be game right here because this
Yeah.
should be it because he's at one there, so that should have him down to 0 or -1 if we want to count it that way. So it should be over here if I would, you know, play properly on things. But he's playing the riches on compare. I think he's trying to desperately get some more cards, probably get some more voyages or some other defenses in there. I think he does discard his other riches beyond compare here. And this is where he kind of starts, yeah, just running around Sinbad there and using the porter and kind of taking advantage of this, the shape of this map here that make it hard for me to get to him. And
Yep.
I,
The game is also kind of approaching late game because you only have 5 cards left. I saw or something.
yeah, I didn't have a whole lot left there. I didn't hover
Yeah.
over, unfortunately. I wasn't using the card counter there. I should do that.
So yep, I think Sinbad also he desperately needed answers.
Hmm.
Otherwise, no, I think it's a good skirmish into a momentum shift. It's
Yeah.
a good defense here.
Hmm.
And yeah, I think at this point, you just have to take out the porter already. He's right
Yeah.
in front of your face. He's running out of cards. He could
Hmm.
just keep running away from you. So yep, might as well just spend some passes. I mean, it's
Oh
not a
yeah.
pass, but an attack is you don't have to draw. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and it would be smarter to do that there. That said something there, but I didn't catch the cards as I hovered over that, but it's okay. But yeah, I'm kind of think about what I want to do here, and I kind of get in my head that like Sinbad's just at one point.
mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to chase him down. I've got that running in a loop on my head. I've got that 1 inch punch in my hand, and I'm just trying to get over there next to him and just scheme him to death with 1 inch
Oh
punch, which is
yeah, but
it's not a bad way to do it, but I'm gonna get
it's
blocked by
gonna be very
this
difficult,
guy.
honestly. Oh, he's still drawing cards, so he could exhaust himself. I'm not sure
Yeah,
how many cards he has left.
yeah,
Based on your deck, he should be about the same.
yeah. The numbers don't show up real clear in there. I think I was just showing him which G I was putting back in my hand. Um, and yeah, I just need to deal with Porter, and I was just kind of tunnel vision, and like I'm doing stupid things like discarding an Unchaku here. I mean, what am I
Yeah, I
doing?
think you. Yeah,
What am I
because
doing?
if you really had 2-inch punch in your hand, all you had to do was just play a nunchaku, hit Porter a couple of times, and you can do 2-inch punch. You just had to do 4
Just
damage
punch
to
it.
the
Yeah,
Porter and just
yeah, yeah. I could just do that and just hit him with
yeah,
that, and that would take care of him. I just kind of got super focused on Sinbad.
yeah. And
Uh,
any defenses he used on the Porter will not be able to
mhm.
be used.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this 4 attack into your feint is very painful. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Which one that was there? Yeah, that feint into the. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, because
yeah,
now I'd save managed to save back my feints and not use those on early voyages, which was good. Um, but now I'm kind
yeah.
of
But now
using.
you're used. Yeah,
Yeah, now I'm using them against Porter, and I'm like discarding stuff to try to get over there to Sinbad when I'm not gonna make it to him, and he's just gonna run away from me. Um,
yeah.
and yeah, he's just gonna keep blocking me off with Porter and then keep hitting me. And once again, I'm doing
Ouch.
a feint into an exploit, which isn't gonna do much. I'm kind of
And it
running.
also prevents him from drawing another card, which, and I'm sure his deck is running out of cards too at this point.
Yeah, so that might have even helped him out there. Even though we're into like round four here, and I'm not playing against some of the top players there like we did early before the seedings kind of worked out, I still get kind of nervous doing this, and I'm sure nerves are a good portion of this. I did finally decide to start attacking Porter here, but I think I waited way too late for it because now I'm at like 4 health, and it's me and the Porter kind of on equal footing slugging it out now.
Yeah, I think Sinbad still has 2 more feints, so gotta try to bait it out somehow.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't actually play the Jeets here. I'll actually just use something else.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what you have left in your hand also. So
I'm not sure. I did manage to pull a feint there against the Jeet, but that was the one that did the
yeah.
one extra damage, and he feinted it. So
Yeah, so imagine if you had your Nunchakus here, so even if he
yeah,
fainted your Jeets,
hmm,
you would have done extra damage and you could
yeah,
just 2-inch punch him away.
yeah, and that would have taken care of him. And then you can just either exhaust Sinbad or run up to him, one or the other.
Yeah, because I think Sinbad's hand is probably full of voyages now. I think it's 2
I
more.
mean, yeah, he has not played. He's just played the four there. So yeah, and then
Yeah.
that's another one of my feints there. I'm just running out of defenses here. Um,
Yeah. This is terrible. Yeah, he
yeah,
prevented him from drawing cards also. Oh no.
yeah, yeah, and I like managed to successfully hold those feints back the whole game and not have to play them. Um, and then to have to use them up here is yeah,
Yeah, you're exhausted already.
yeah, and I've
Are you
grabbed.
exhausted? I think you are.
I
Yeah.
think I am. Grabbed my last one here. Yeah, and he decides to go ahead and give me an honorable death and run up here and hit me with a voyage. Um,
So
rather than letting me die to exhaustion.
I'm not sure whether you still had any more defenses here. Maybe
um,
another be like water. I'm not sure because if
let
you
me,
still had a feint here, you would
yeah,
have survived this.
let me see if I drop my hand out here. Sometimes we do that at the end of the game and kind of show each other our what's in our hands. So let me see if I can see that. Okay. Yeah,
Oh, you only had
I didn't have anything else there. I've got the two Jeets and which scheme is that there? That's the okay. But yeah, that was all I had left
yeah.
there.
I think it all
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind
I
of
think
where it went
you have one
there.
feint here. Oh no. So where do you think it went wrong here? What was the critical mistake?
I think the biggest one, well, other than the just
Yeah,
kind of
the turn
doubting,
where
yeah, other than like doubting the effects of the card and second guessing
okay.
myself and there, aside from that, it was deciding to just kind of constantly run away and trying to chase down Sinbad when he's got way more movement than me. When he's at like six movement and can just, teleport around the board basically. Trying to chase him down and ignoring this guy right there and not doing anything with the porter. Um, that I should have just gone and started hitting him. And then once he got out
Yeah.
of there, then Sinbad's, and then it's just a clock ticking down for him at that point.
Yep.
I
I
didn't
think
have,
you're totally right.
yes, I didn't
I think
have to,
you got
yeah,
sorry
go
you're
ahead.
saying?
I would say, yeah, I didn't have to take out the porter early because, Sinbad himself was just kind of leaving himself open. So I didn't do a lot to the porter early. So it let him, hang around later in the game.
Yep. So I think your early game was fine, pressuring Sinbad, and there were some questionable decisions by Sinbad himself using a lot of his
Hmm.
versatile defenses for attacks, which is good for you.
Hmm.
I think once you saw he was at one health, he got a bit tunnel vision. You're like, I'm just gonna go in there and just try to 2 inch punch or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to get in there and just end it. And I didn't want to deal with this porter guy. But,
Yeah.
you kind of
But
have
if
to.
you really if you really think about it, if he is at one hit point, you don't have to be the one that chases him down.
Hmm.
So all you have to do is just deal with the porter, and he has to be the one that comes up to you to attack you. Yeah. So letting him come to you is much better than you trying to go to him. So
Yeah.
Porter was basically his extension of himself, and if
Hmm.
you get rid of that, and you still had a couple of Jeets and Nunchakus. And I think you also discarded a skirmish, which was very painful to see when you
Yeah.
overdrew while trying to
Hmm.
chase it. Yeah, I think that was the critical error there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Definitely there. So yeah, I think there's a number of things to learn on there to
Yep.
help me get better, and I think that's important for other people to look at because if you can kind of learn from other people's matches, you might be able to not make the same mistakes that other people make. So that would be good for other people to see.
Yep. All right. I think that's about it.
Yeah,
Thanks for having me here.
oh, definitely. I really appreciate you coming on here. And what was the name of your YouTube channel? It was
Unmatched After Action Reports. I can put
Unmatched.
the link in the comment. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do
So I'll
that, and I'll stick something on here so people can find your channel, so you can see some of the other ones that he's done this on. Because as you can tell, he does really good analysis here on the different games there. Okay,
yeah,
everyone.
I think Unmatched is pretty fun to do analysis. Like some people say that the cards play you, but
Hmm.
I totally don't believe so.
Hmm.
Uh, your decision really matters. The movement, the positioning, all these kind of little details, they all really add up.
Oh
It's not
yeah,
just yeah, it's not just
yeah.
playing whatever cards you are drawn.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a certain amount of like RNG there in the specific cards that you're given, but what all you do. The positioning and maneuvering on the board, there's like so much involved with that and how important that is. And it's just so different from one map to another that, there's really just so much that can happen there.
Yep. Thanks for the content you have also been putting up for Unmatched, and I think you have also been streaming some of the games for this ongoing tournament. So yeah, thanks for
Hmm.
that.
Oh, sure, definitely. And hopefully everyone's able to, check out all of that on there. And I don't know, sometime down the line, several months down, there'll be another unmatched tournament down there. They're discussing opening up the field size a little bit bigger to let more people in, since there seemed to be a lot of demand for that. So, if any of y'all interested or any of y'all watching it are interested in that, definitely just kind of keep an eye open and see, when some of these other tournaments happen again.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Most likely. Volume 2 will be out by then after Gen Con. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna
that.
shake up quite a
Oh,
bit.
that'll definitely shake up things. Just with everything that's been happening and not getting a lot of the new sets in there, we've kind of been sitting at that same 19 fighters for a while, and so seeing some others getting at it's definitely going to be interesting there. All right, well, thank you very much, and for everyone else that's watching, definitely make sure you check out his channel, and we'll see you around.